Welcome to another exciting episode with Structuring Society Through Music and Art. I'm your host, Uspiwe Daker. Today we are having another lovely guest, Uno. How are you, Uno?
I'm good, thank you. How are
Wonderful,
you?
wonderful. Well, we interacted Ayla before the shoot,
Yes.
and I saw you were busy. How's your day been?
My day has been okay.
All right.
Just work,
Yeah.
school, studying, exam season, just trying to get prepared for that.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, let's get to it. Who is Uno? Can you just give a brief to the audience?
Hi guys.
Hey, she's shy, but
My name is Unodumo Dlamini. Here at SSM, I'm the SSM Executive Assistant. What else? Yeah, I'm a student that studies law. I occasionally perform theater. And yeah, I'm just a person that's alive.
Well, before all the things you mentioned, let's get a bit of a background. Ga Uno. Who is Uno? Beside SSM, the work you do, where you from? Like, just give us also that bit of a background so that the audience can know exactly. Yeah.
So originally, Mbuya Jablani. I'm from Jablani, Soweto.
So wait, shout out to Yeah. That's bon.
Yeah, but sometimes another one is a duvet. Yeah, I'm 21.
How was growing up around Soweto? Because I'm also from Soweto, in case y'all didn't know.
It's okay. I was mostly a person who silently TV and just having the time of my life alone in the house.
Yeah.
But it was an okay neighborhood. It was just, it was okay.
You were not part of the environment because you know the environment that we're from. And so it's not to speak bad, but we know how it is. So with that being said, in that environment, how did you discover a bit of yourself? What started, the music or the law?
Ooh, okay. So how did I discover myself there? So like I said, I was a person that used to chill at home all the time. Just that was me.
Yeah.
And then my sister Bega Sevens is Soweto Theater, right? And then like one weekend she was just like, my sister, do better for yourself. You can't keep staying here. There's like auditions that are happening Soweto Theater for an art program.
Yeah.
Just go and see what happens. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. I'm not.
Which year was this?
Ooh, grade 8.
Yo, so say put on.
I don't.
Yeah,
grade
carry
8
on.
This was grade 8. And then I went to the auditions, and then I got in, and then every Saturday,
how was your first audition for those who want to partake? What should you actually have or be prepared on something like before we have my audition? Like, what can you say to the next person? Because you experienced it from grade 8, right?
Yeah.
So at that stage, what helped you to actually proceed? Because abanye bazoshaya is stage fright. So it's, hey, I'm auditioning and this is my first time. What did you do?
I think just fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
Just like throw yourself out there. Do whatever they ask you to do. If they want you to like crawl across the entire stage and pretend as if, I don't know, you're an old person, just do it. Just have fun. Throw yourself in it. Don't really like overthink or think too much. Because if you do, you'll be like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it happens also. It also happens to me. I'm also an artist. Before you do something, even here before we started, you saw me getting into to the mood. It comes and go when you're an artist, regardless to how many years you have been on cam or on stage. But having that system in you that you know how to put it aside and carry on, because stage fright will make you lose actually. So on your first audition, did you win or?
I got in.
That's bong.
I got in.
Yeah. So that's how you started to discover the outside in you. Okay. All right. Let's move then. And then while auditioning SSM, was it part of the auditioning or you met SSM after?
No. So full story.
Yeah.
Okay. So how I met SSM, right? So I started at Unodumo, which was also like the Soweto Theater.
Yeah.
And then Unodumo stopped for some time.
Yeah.
And then my mother knew this other guy, right? My former director.
Yeah.
And my former director used to work for SSM.
Oh,
right.
Yes,
so how I got into SSM was this director, Brandon, they wanted a narrator.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, cool. It's not like I'm doing anything. Let's just go. And then that's how I got into SSM, because Brandon was directing a show. And then, I was going to be part of that show. And going, step, whoop, here I am.
Yeah. Oh, wow, that's beautiful. And then with that happening, did you know which position you were set for, beside the corporate side of you playing in SSM, like the art side? Were you aware of which position you're gonna be playing in SSM?
No, really. I was just coming in as an actor. I was just coming in as, someone to fill a role. And that would literally be it. After I'm done filling the role, we keep things moving. All right. Yeah.
And not to divert from SSM, where do you see yourself with your acting career going to? Do you see yourself in the big screen? Fox, anything is possible. But do you see your life or your career moving that way?
Yeah.
Regardless the time or how long it takes.
I definitely see my life going that way.
What makes you say that?
I don't know. Like, theater's home, man. Yeah. Like, theater is just this. Like, I can't explain it, but it feels so good. Being on stage, being off stage. Though in the future, I do want to like go into directing and like technician and lights, because I think that's like pretty cool. But theater's just, I don't know, I just see myself being the most happiest when I'm like in the theater room.
Yeah. What roles do you normally play in a theater? Is it sad woman, happy one? I don't know.
Sad
I'm just
woman.
Don't tell me you're always crying.
It is always. It's either okay. No, let's go step by step. First couple of years, it was just like an extra. They played a Umama Umgosi. And then I played. And then it was just a couple of roles here, side roles, Mama Umgosi, like a maid. Ooh, that was my favorite one. A maid. Yeah. In like a, like it was. What was the show about? The show was about basically this
it's okay. It's okay.
But I played a maid and I loved it, and it was kind of like a musical like setting. And then I played myself in one role, and then after that, when I joined the SSM, it was more narrator based, and then a lot of sad women, like just
so is it
sad women.
With that being said, of being sad women on the stage, is it something that you feel easy to do? Can you easily cry because it's in a MLS stage, right?
Child.
Well,
it was hard. Like it was so hard, because it's like you have to like really show the emotions. You can't just be like, oh, okay, I'm gonna pretend to cry here and there, because these are people's stories, and you can't really mess with people's stories. So it took such a long time for me to be able to like actually get on the stage and cry. Yeah, because it was I'm not a person who likes conveying emotion like to everyone. Yeah. So now I have to tap into that person who has to cry and break down and scream in front of thousands of people. It was hard.
Is it something that you always jump for, by a chooser, when it comes to that?
I guess so.
Because I'm asking this question. I heard there was an interview got Trevor Noah with Tusombetu. Yeah. She normally plays those roles where she's emotional, and she said that she always tried to resist those positions of playing a sad woman, but it ends up being the right character to fit in. Right. So who would you say you look up to? Now I'm mentioning such big names.
Who do I look up to?
Yeah, in the acting.
So it depends, right?
Yeah.
Directing wise, Shonda Rhimes. I love how she always twists everything. Yeah. Actor wise, in South Africa, I'd love Brenda Ngumalo. I think that's. I hope I don't butcher her name.
I'm so
sorry. I'm so sorry. I love Viola Davis. Yeah. I love Angela Bassett.
Yeah.
I love Zendaya.
List. Clearly, there's a lot. But yeah, you've mentioned good people on screen. I've seen some of their work, but you're on the right path. So you growing up as a young woman from Soweto, meeting a family like SSM, like, do you see it possible for other upcoming youth? Because you know where we're from, the youth is not mainly focused on building long term. They're off chasing other things which I can't mention, but you know what's out there. So would you say with whatever that's going on, there's still opportunities for young people?
I think there's a lot of opportunities.
Yeah.
I think truthfully speaking, rawly speaking, I think there's a lot of opportunity in like SSM. I think there's a lot of opportunity in the art space. It's just a matter of getting the support we needed, especially from our parents. I think I got the support that I needed from my parents.
Do you think it's important to have that support from your parents?
I think it's important to have the support from someone you really trust.
It doesn't have to be parents.
It doesn't have to be parents, but it's easier when it's parents, because you know when let's say you have a show that you're performing at and your parents is not coming, it kind of sucks when you have to pay for a certain thing and your parent is like the person who you usually go to for funding and they're like, no, but it's a waste of money. So I think it's easier when like parents or guardians are more involved in like the children's lives to kind of grow and adapt in the artist space, because there's a lot that can happen. There's a lot, especially when I entered SSM, I didn't really know, okay, there's an orchestra. Okay, there's there's all these things, all these nice instruments. I didn't know that. And I didn't know there was so much opportunity in that. So when I found out, I was like, okay, bet I could play cello and end up, I don't know, in America playing Hanzima. I really don't know. But I think there's a lot of opportunity in it.
That's beautiful.
A lot of opportunity in it.
All right. Beside the acting part in the SSM, I see a lot of people, they have their own instruments. Beside your character as an instrument, can you play any like trumpets, saxophone?
I wish I could.
What's stopping? Is it you actually maybe knowing your role that you're an actor?
I think no, it's definitely not that. I definitely like, there's two instruments that I plan on going into next year.
Okay.
It's the piano. Okay. The clarinet is like such a instrument.
Yeah.
It looks so good. It sounds so nice.
Yeah.
And also the thing is, reason why I think of like both of these ones, I guess it also goes back into the acting. Because music in the background is like, it's the thing. It's the sauce. Yeah. So like those two, I think, have like, I don't know, those are like where my heart is. Yeah. And then also that one right there, the saxophone. But that one, I'll come to it.
I don't know, I'm a croc one. I'm an old soul. I guess you have an old soul, Am I wrong? Because now for people to fall in such with my instruments, so it takes a certain character. Because I see in music, you can't just choose an instrument because maybe it looks easy or you feel like, this is for me. It's something that needs to connect with you, which leads to who you are at the end of the day. Just like how you do acting, I understand. So let's tap in more into SSM. The corporate side of SSM. Yes. Yeah. What do you do exactly for SSM?
What do I do? What do I do? If I do anything really, majority of the time, okay, let me say the position that I am. I'm the executive assistant, right? So usually, if you want to get through to Mr. Caesar, I'm the girl to talk to. Things like setting up meetings, drafting agendas, occasionally from time to time, drafting contracts, drafting MOUs, anything, anywhere where you really need me to, if it's through drafting a document or an agenda or minutes or talking to someone or setting up meetings, I guess I'm that person. All
right. Yeah. With that experience, aside from the lawyer academy that you got, what skills are you learning through what you do for SSM? Because it's a bit different from law. You more administrative position. Like, what are you learning from that position different from what you went to school for?
I think one, how to use Excel.
I
didn't know how to use Excel.
Yeah, but it's not a bad thing, because a lot of people they don't know. Yeah, like that software is hard to actually.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
Excel.
now I might do office stuff, but having to touch Excel, you need a bit of a skill. So yeah, shout out to SSM. Excel.
But other than that, I think the most important thing that I am learning whilst being part of like the SSM thing is to be assertive, right?
Yeah.
So I've been told multiple times that, oh, you need to be more assertive. You need to be like, speak your mind. And I guess having to more or less set meetings and to talk to influential people, you can't be
wishy-washy,
wishy-washy stuff. You need to be straight to the point, more assertive, more direct. So I think that's what I'm learning most. Like, that's the most important thing that I'm learning through SSM, through the role that I'm playing.
Okay.
Yeah, and then just also like interacting with people.
Yeah.
I'm not a very social person, so like having to interact with people and then,
as you said before, you were a person not going out. But thank you to also SSM for playing that role. It's lifting you up to actually open up to your surrounding. Understand? Because that's what you need in this game to win. Actually, you need other people. You need other interaction. But I've seen the growth. I wouldn't say you were shy, even though I still see that you're a bit shy. But I can still say you are moving forward. Thank you with that being said. Going back to your academics, let's go through that also. Do you see yourself maybe using that qualification with SSM or elsewhere, or it's one of those things you bagged? There's people who just want to bag qualifications. I've been attendantly I understand. So what's your intention with the law academy?
Oh Lord. Truthfully speaking, I'm not entirely sure. Right? I do know that contract law is like where I wanna be.
Yeah.
Because contracts are everything.
Yeah.
Like, contracts are everything. Those small and yana words.
Hey, they bind you. Hey, you better be careful.
Those small words.
Yeah.
So I think contract law is just where I think my most interest is.
Yeah.
Whether my journey is within SSM, I plan on growing as much as I can in SSM. And if my law degree mixes in, then that's perfect. Like, that's perfect.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'll just see what happens in the future, whether I stay in this field or not. But we'll just see as time goes on.
All right.
Yeah.
My next question was regarding travels that SSM tends to make. I'm not sure how long you've been with SSM. Have you traveled with SSM maybe to other places aside from Johannesburg? And if you have, what do you normally learn with those experiences? Maybe if it's a camp, or maybe you're supposed to do a plug bag somewhere and you go as a group. Like, can you just fill us in there? Have you been part of that, or you fairly new?
I'm fairly new. I haven't been part of that yet. But I plan on being part of it.
Okay. I'm sure the Cape Town trip,
my boss, we're going.
Yeah.
If I have to learn the trumpet by then, I will. But I don't know. I'd like to assume, just from my standpoint, just like the interactiveness, like the networks that come with it, and how you talk in that field. That's the most important thing that I'd want to like more or less interact with.
Yeah.
And then just build networks, because I'm assuming if we go to Cairns and Cape Town and all those things,
there's
all
people,
these different people that could give you different opportunities. So my goal there is getting those networks.
Right. I think the network is coming from Caesar, because I would say I get part of it from him. We have known each other for more than 3 or 4 years, ne? Yeah, I'm thinking somewhere there. Yeah. So he's also a good teacher. What would you say about Mr. MCs? I go to Manchester sugarcoat. I'm cool. No, just for my clinics. But yeah,
Mr. Caesar is such an energetic person.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. He's such a very energetic person, but he's also a very father-like figure.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like you could go to him. Yes, it's business, but you could also go to him. Oh, hi, I'm having troubles with this.
Yeah.
And he'd be able to help you out. I think SSM, if there's one thing that I can admire, it's just like the empathy and like the
treatment,
family,
the environment,
how it's like such a, oh my gosh, like a family.
Yeah.
It really is. You really do get that. And I don't know, that's the environment that's created. That's the environment that he allows for.
Yeah.
And it's just beautiful to just see, oh my gosh, like you actually like so many people like you, and it's not fake, and it's because you genuinely are a good person. So yeah, I think.
Yeah, Nama can vouch for that because I've seen how he treats staff, even us as partners. Born Beautiful to SSM. The way he treats people, comparing to my experience, I have experience of working for a corporate. I was working for a bank, and the treatment is actually different. Yeah, like from other corporates, like even if we could say this is the building phase of SSM, but the way he's doing it, like you feel at home. I understand. Like, I believe staff is so struggling to resign at SSM.
Dude, like it, you know, I lost what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
But you know, when like there's this, like you feel at home more or less. Yes, you have to do work. Work is work. You have to do your work. If you don't do your work, okay, that's on you. But there's also this, like, you know, when someone does something, right? So you're questioning the intentions. You're like, what do you want, really?
What's the catch?
I don't think exactly. You don't really get that. Like, I feel like when he genuinely does something, he genuinely does it from the good of his heart. Yeah. And it's a nice feeling.
Yeah, it is. Shout out to Mr. Caesar. We are learning a lot from you, Mkulu. You might not see it, but we're getting those leadership skills. Yeah. All right, then let's move forward. Let's divert serious from SSM. Let's come back to your bit of personal space. What does Uno does for fun? What do
I do for fun? Well, it used to be jiu-jitsu. I used to be like big in the jiu-jitsu space. Yes.
Can you still?
I mean, if you want us, it's not karate. I want to make that very clear. Yeah. It's not karate. It's jiu-jitsu. Okay, it's fine arts.
Yes.
It's gentle arts. It's not karate. I used to do that, but I took a break from that. Now I don't know. I just.
But what pushed you from the beginning to do jiu-jitsu?
2020, the whole COVID thing, and you know how like the
2020,
it was hectic. It was like, oh my gosh, women are gonna die, we're all gonna die, and it was not as safe. Like, it was not safe. So I saw a poster. They're like, oh, come learn self-defense, and then I went there. I won. And I went there, I won. Shout out, coach. I went there, I won. And I went there, I won. I just kept coming back. Yeah. I slowly turned from self-defense, even though jiu-jitsu is self-defense. Yeah. But I slowly turned from self-defense to like technique, to jiu-jitsu, to arm bars, to like chokes, to bars and all that.
But would you say self-defense is important for especially ladies? What would you say there?
I think because if there's one thing that I can say that I got from jiu-jitsu training, is that you learn a lot about yourself. Like you learn a lot about yourself and where your breaking points are, and just how much you can handle. Yeah. And you learn that what you think, there's a difference between pain and dying. Yeah. I think that's the major thing. And once you can learn the difference between pain and dying, you can know, okay, this is pain. I can move from this. I can navigate this. I know how to protect myself from this, especially in regards to jiu-jitsu. This is a horrible example.
Okay.
Sorry. This is a horrible example. But I remember, like, I think one of like the first few lessons, this thing called a god, right?
Okay.
So God is like, you know, the common rape position, right? Where the man's on top and you'd think that that's like a game over. Yeah. But with jiu-jitsu, what it taught me is that the guard can be a very dangerous thing.
Okay.
Like, it could be the most dangerous thing if you know how to use it. And now, if someone to come into my guard, I know how to protect myself.
Yeah.
In regards to, I could choke you from there, I could armbar you, I could sweep you, I could push you away from it. I could push you away from myself.
I don't mind my gestures.
No, it's alright.
I understand, because as women also, you know, in our country, we are faced with GBV, which is actually playing a lot part in destroying people's lives. I understand that. Not only females, okay, because I'm speaking from experience. You know, when you're in love with somebody, they get sexually assaulted. You as a man in that relationship, you get affected. And it's not only going to affect you on that relationship only, even with men. It gets to a point whereby when, you know, guys tend to have petty talks about women or silly things that they would say, to me, it no longer fits in the way it used to. I see a bit of something wrong, which can be led on to something of how guys normally talk. Not to say only females get abused, but even guys also. But I just want to say what you are saying, a lot of girls should actually take such classes whereby the self-defense, because you might need a poise at a certain time, and they're taking time. But if you knew how to defend yourself, it will be something great that you can have as a human being. But thank you for sharing that. Sweet. So moving forward again with the family of the SSM, in your view, where do you see SSM in the future?
Oh, child, I see money.
Money. Money.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Reason why I say this, like, no.
It's okay. Don't feel bad. It's a good valid point.
Because, like, there's so many networks that we're building currently right now, right? And these networks have, like,
and a real network.
Real networks. And I think that if we really utilize them, we could be far. In regards to the organization itself, it could be, like, we could be far in regards to building networks, in regards to getting the programs or the things that we want to do done. In regards to, like, our students, our artists, being able to, like, collaborate with, like, other big names. Child,
even
there's a lot that I see it in a very, like, up there. I see it very, very up there. Yeah.
But besides the money part, what else maybe as a staff? Like, do you see the number growing, getting more people into the family?
I think so, yeah. I definitely think so. I think there's always there definitely has to be a bigger staff. I definitely think it would be so cool if it would be like an entire organization, like an entire organizations with like different departments.
But I think that's where it's actually directing itself to, because as we tend to speak on board meetings, there's other people who are playing marketing. We are playing the production part. There's PR. There's I think now I can see the future. And with that being said, I would like to advise also other people who have a goal whereby they want to create something. Like, it might not be based on music, it might be something else. So it takes time. If you were to check SSM history, it's been like
it's like 15 years.
15 years, like, for sure. And now, as you say, now the networks you are making, you can see, okay, here we can actually get where we want to be with this person, with having business with them. But Motiapega, it started 14 years ago. And now me being in that space of business, I'm learning patience, because as a singer band we would wanna get paid just now.
Like,
yeah.
dude.
So
Man.
that patience, it actually pays. I
Yeah.
understand. And I've learned from Mr. Caesar, checking his organization and also comparing with mine. Okay, yes, it's not this. Yes, so it means we have a long way to go. But it's just being consistent, persistent, and not give up, because it's easy to give up in this road where you don't find motive. Because that also alone, without it isn't this fun and capital or finance or structure support, that alone can actually break you. So what more positive stuff would you like to say to the youth that is actually watching you right now?
What would I like to say? What would I like to say?
Like, pretend there's your little sister here. No mukono rageko, but just pretend there's a young girl here who's like, yo, Uno, tell me something. What advice would you say to me?
What advice
what should I look out for? What should I, put my mind into so that I'm successful? In a nutshell, you don't have to stretch it that long.
In a nutshell, I think find what you like doing. Find what you like doing. Find out what you need to do to make that turn into money. And then do whatever it takes to make sure that at the end of the day, when you go and die, you ended up doing what you like. Whether it's like going through all these long turns, but just find what you like and then focus on that.
All right then. And anyway, moving with SSM, do you see affiliating with the Department of Arts and Culture? That was quick. I got contact. You see, yeah, tell us, not the full scope, but just a brief nyana. Obviously, they shouldn't know the full scope.
We are in the business of creating music and making music.
Yes.
We provide orchestra services. The Department of Arts and Culture supports, businesses that do that. That's
Thank you so much. On that government talk, do you think the government is supporting the arts department as a whole country? Do you think they are doing enough, or it's just those talks in the news? Hey, we're gonna be giving you this and that, and then nothing happens. But when do you see? Because of tubula koko.
Do I? Okay.
With your view, not the public view. Your view. Since I'm in the art space, maybe that food or
I think that there's much room for improvement.
Okay. I hope the government is listening.
I think there's much room for improvement. I think there's much room for improvement. They are trying their best. And we applaud them for it. But I also do think there's much more room for improvement, especially because like South African art is just, we're so diverse, and it's not just this one bracket thing. So I think there's just so much more.
And that's what I've provided.
But
but thank you so much. Is there anything we're leaving out before we call it off? Or you still want more questions?
Hey, you ask, I'll answer.
All right then. But I think I say stretch cool. But thank you for the lovely words and you taking your time coming here, allowing us to be in the space. I'm going to report but thank you so much. And I'm happy to be part of this, because Born Beautiful also production is part of the family. We are trying to push the content so that we are visible also on spaces, so that people can also grow this empire, because I can see where it's going. So as I don't Benkosi, I will call it off. Thank you for joining us. SSM. There's more content to come, not only a podcast, there's a lot.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm your host, Spiwe Taker. Thank you, Uno.
Thank you.
Have a lovely evening.
Bye.
Thank you.